All right, our first Delta Math section is to determine the number of solutions in a system. So determine if the following system of equations has no solutions, infinitely many solutions, or exactly one solution. So let's see here. There's a couple of ways we could approach this, right? We've got x plus 5y equals 7 and negative x minus 8y equals negative 6. We could hop over here to our sketch pad. I'm going to just write that down. X plus 5y equals 7. It's in standard form right now, but we know standard form is sometimes a little tricky to see special characteristics. So let's put it into slope-intercept form. So I'm going to subtract x. I'm going to try and get y by itself. I'm going to subtract x. So I've got 5y equals negative x plus 7, or 7 minus x. And then I'm going to divide both sides of my equal sign by 5, because that's the opposite of multiplying. So I've got y equals negative 1/5 x plus 7/5. So that's my first equation. And then my second equation was negative x minus 8y equals negative 6. So let's see here. I'm going to add x to both sides of my equal sign. So I've got negative 8y equals x minus 6. I'm going to divide both sides of my equal sign by negative 8, because the opposite of multiplying is dividing. I'm trying to get y by itself. So I end up with y equals negative 1/8 x plus, let's see here, 6/8. If I wanted to, I'm going to do this off to the side. 6/8, 6 divides by 2, and 8 divides by 2, and that would give me 3/4, like that. That would reduce to 3/4. All right, well, so now I can see I have two completely different slopes, two completely different y-intercepts, which means I'm going to end up with intersecting lines. Actually, they both have negative slope, don't they? So they're going to be something like that, intersecting lines, and so that's going to be one solution. Okay. Another way that we could do this, okay, so if we grab a new problem, for example, if you wanted to do this and try and get through it a little quicker, you could hop on over to, let's see here, Desmos, one of my favorite websites. We're going to start graphing, and you could just type it in. The key here is you have to make sure that you're being very specific, so you can't mistype anything. So negative 4x plus y equals 1. Negative 4x plus y equals 1. And then if I come on back, negative 8x plus y equals negative 1. My second equation, negative 8x plus y equals, I think it was negative 1. I'm going to just double check that. Yep, negative 1. Oh, and it was 3y. Negative 8x plus 3y equals negative 1. Okay, so again, here we see that we have intersecting lines, so that would be one solution. Okay. All right. If we had infinitely many solutions, right, and we were graphing it, you would see infinitely many solutions would show up as one overlapping line, and one solution, or I'm sorry, no solutions would show up as parallel lines, okay, that never touch. And that is how you determine a number of solutions in a system. You could also see, let's see here, so that was intersecting parallel lines. If you were looking in slope-intercept form, you would see like y equals 3x plus 2 and y equals 3x plus 7. Those would be an example, that would be an example of parallel lines because you have the same slope but different y-intercepts, right? And that would give you 0 solutions. Lines that overlap or that are exactly the same would be the same slope and the same y-intercept when you solve it to be in y equals mx plus b form. So that would be that infinitely many solutions, right? So this is infinitely many solutions, this is 0 solutions, and this is 1 solution. Okay? All right, that's about it.